Hello, welcome to another episode of Map Talks. I'm Mats. The topic of today is Tesla. I was out with a friend yesterday and we had, we talked about a lot of things, among them cars and the future and electric cars, which is sort of a natural endpoint in a way. He wasn't necessarily certain about Tesla's survival. He has certainly a few valid points. Don't necessarily agree with all of them, but at the same time I can't disregard them. Mostly that even if they start to get production up, which they have, and they keep getting production up, there will still be a very small car producer in the big scheme of things. I mean, how many Golfs do VW produce within a week? As the others catch up, you did the Kona, the I-Pace, the Audi and so on, and Ford will come with things in the next 5 years. The Tesla will lose its uniqueness, which is a fair point. They will, because they will not be the only electric car out there with the range and the power anymore. And then you might say, well, they do have the supercharger network. Yes, they do. But now that Ionity is on board with, which has all the money of the German automakers behind them, and you have E.ON is building, and we have several others coming on now, coming on within the next few years, they can build, at least in Europe, very quickly cover pretty many of the bases between them. Because Tesla's built this up by themselves. Of course, to catch up with Tesla worldwide will take some time regardless. But that head start will not necessarily be worth all that much in the long run. But of course Tesla has several other legs to stand on. You have the energy sector, which is for the time being not making money, but potentially can be huge, much bigger than the car building part of Tesla. And we all know that, well, the traditional automakers have one big problem: batteries. Why can't I have my Hyundai Ioniq today? Why can't you have your anything today, really? Why is there 2 years? If you go into the local Hyundai dealership and you order a Kona today, you have to wait 2 years minimum, probably. Why? Because they can't get batteries. A Tesla can, because they build batteries themselves. And for instance, VW now invested 40 billion euros in a deal to secure batteries. I don't know over how long a time this deal runs, but that's a very big amount of money. And that's it when the big boys move in, the Germans and Ford and so on. They have an enormously stupid amount of money, which Tesla doesn't have. So, and even though Tesla runs their company different, the research and development and all of that stuff they do in-house, and the way they update their cars, both hardware and software and mechanically, much faster than anybody else. But is that necessarily something the Joe everyday cares about? No, he cares about the car. If the car gets him to and fro the shop, he's happy. He don't give a cat's tail about anything else, really. And that's sort of what maybe all these Tesla freaks may forget all the time. In the middle of everything, including me, that it's, we have all these software updates, and the car gets better over time, and if you discover a mistake, Tesla will correct it within the next week and the next batch of cars and so on. And they probably will, and it's great, fantastic. And it's integrated in a way that nothing else is. But there's a market for Tesla, regardless. There's a market for Byton, there's a market for Porsche, there's a market for... This is very young industry for the time being. And I don't think Tesla, even if they don't, I mean, they can probably produce 1 million cars a year, no problem, and sell them. Probably more. But say they, I mean, it's not really, that doesn't necessarily mean they'll go under. What is a problem? And if they don't fix it fast, it's going to become a huge issue. That's the service. In Norway, as I'm sure you've heard, we have 11 service centers in the whole of Norway. And if you look at the map, Norway is very, very, very long. And they're mostly located in the big cities, which means that they're not necessarily where people live. Take me, for instance. I live an hour from Oslo. And why in the name of all that's holy should I drive an hour to get to a service center? I don't have to do that in my Kia. I don't have to do that in any other car, mostly anyway. I can even get my Jaguar serviced here. So they have to spread out more, and they have to build out more, and they have to do it quickly, because now the issues are they've always been there, underlying the issues with Tesla. If you read on forums and so on. Of course, if you read on forums, any forum, you get the impression that every single car or TV or whatever ever made is wrong, because everybody complains. And that's what you have forums for, to get help when things go wrong. I'm sure there's 1,001 happy Tesla owners in Norway who very, very seldom experience problems. But if they do, you have to sit maybe an hour or two on the phone, and if you get hold of someone, you have to speak English to them. That's not a big issue, but the point is it shouldn't be necessary. And then maybe you get help. If you get hold of anyone at all. I know there's a few service centers which are legendary for never taking the phone and never answering mail, and you have to meet up there in person to get hold of someone. And parts supplies is something Tesla never have understood. They've always been, now we have to wait 4 months for a simple part. Why isn't that just there? Boom. Everybody else can fix parts overnight. Why can't Tesla do that? They have to fix this, because in Norway this is becoming such a big problem now that it's really becoming a major issue. I mean, properly. People are just beginning to leave the brand, and some of these are pretty big loyalists. And I'm thinking with myself, I want my Model 3 next year sometime. I'm not in a hurry to get it, by all means. But I don't want to hassle and wait and 4 months to get car serviced. And there was one person here who had a major issue with the car. It didn't start, or it was a big properly major issue. And it said, yeah, well, we don't know. Maybe we fix it in 4 months. Maybe we fix it in 2 months. You know, we don't know. We can't answer. You can't answer it. You have to answer it. It's your job. I mean, when I had this Kia in for a mechanical issue here recently, it was like I went down to the shop, brought a mechanic, had a short trip, and yes, there's something here. There's something wrong, he said. Okay. We have to call it in, and then we come back to you. And within a week they did, and within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, no problem. The car was brought in, things were checked out, and parts were ordered, and within the next day, within 24 hours, the car was back again. Fixed, no problem. So I had used effectively a week, 2 weeks on the issue. No problem, nothing. That's how you're used to having things to work, and like not wait for months and months and months. And it's some of these issues, yes, you can build more service centers and you can hire more people. But the parts delivery, which have plagued Tesla for as long as they've been here, really, you can't fix that by having more people. You have to fix that by fixing the logistics of the company and the way things are produced and moved and tagged and all that sort of things. And I don't understand why in the name of all that's holy Tesla finds that so difficult. They solve so many other problems in this world very elegantly, but not that. And if that's not fixed, and this is a problem here, not necessarily everybody else, but it's concentration in Norway is a bit special. So it's sort of a test market. And if they can't fix it here, I'll tell you, everyday man don't want to buy a car that he can't get ordered, that he can't have a trusted service network in place for. If that does not exist, then why in the name of all that's holy should you buy it? Why you go and you buy a Mercedes IQ or your VW ID or something, which works and which you can have service around the corner? Of course you do. It goes just as far, and you can charge it on those Ionity chargers every now and then. So the reason to buy Tesla sort of goes away. And that's a valid point. They have to fix that. But I'll give them a while and see. They are on it. Even Elon Musk himself have acknowledged the problem, so they're working on it. Let's just give them some time and then we will see. Of course, the major automakers also have to train their personnel, or rather the dealerships have to train their personnel with new tooling and new cars and electric cars and all that. But my experience so far, having this one for almost 2 years, is very good. Very good service, quick service, no problem at all. And if they can get to the level of that over them everywhere, then they have a chance to get this up and going. If they can deliver the cars, if they can deliver the batteries, because not everybody is interested in waiting 1 year or 2 years or 6 months for a car. Not a chance. But either you electrify or you sell 10% of what you used to do, and you go under and you die. So then we will just wait and see. Either way, it's very exciting to see what happens in the next 5 years. So what do you think? Will Tesla survive, or will they tangle themselves into so many blind alleys and problems that they won't get out of it again? Leave a comment below, like and share if you want to, and if you have been. Thanks for watching. Bye!